Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and we have the pleasure of having on the line Andrea Canning. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, Andrea, you have had a very, very busy year. For those that don't know, Andrea is part of now the Dateline team. What's that been like, the whole transition? Have they welcomed you with open arms and hugs?
You know what? They've been horrible. No, I'm just kidding. They've been amazing. It's, you know what? I've dreamed about having a job like this for so long, and what I believed was that everyone would be so experienced here and, maybe a little bit older and just like really know their stuff. And Right. It is exactly what I thought it would be.
I have to say,
everybody is so good at what they do here, and they're so nice.
Is that a little intimidating again? I mean, I know you have a huge, huge background. For those that don't know, I mean, you've covered everything from 9/11 to the presidential election to one of the infamous Charlie Sheen interviews.
I knew you were going to bring that one up.
Well, of course, when you YouTube your name, that's like the first video that comes up. So, what's that like? That whole, the professional team of Dateline.
I'm just like so excited because, I came from Good Morning America, which was fabulous. It was like, such a wonderful show to work for, but it was a little bit younger. The staff was a little younger. The pieces were quicker, getting things on the air fast. And this is just a much different experience because you're putting together, now tonight's not an hour for me, but, you're putting together an hour shows, and you're just really doing more in-depth reporting, which is what I really was striving to do. And the people here have been doing this for so long. I said to them, I'm like, I need to learn from you because this is new for me to do these hour-long shows. And so it's just such an exciting time for me to finally get to this place where I can learn new things. It's always good to learn new things as you get older and keep yourself excited about what you're doing and new challenges.
I'm glad you're saying that because I'm turning another year in December, so I constantly tell myself that, but I need you to tell me that to get to the next stage. Now, Andrea, speaking of tonight, you have a really big interview with Kelly Rutherford. Now, Kelly, from what I understand, has been going through a huge ordeal. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, Kelly. So, Kelly, for whoever doesn't know, she's the mother on Gossip Girl to Blake Lively. And that show, they're actually done filming that show. So this is the last season. It will go off the air. At the same time, she's living out this drama in real life. She's a mother of a 5 and a 3-year-old, a girl and a boy. And from what I can tell, she deeply loves those children and wanted those children and was a very hands-on mother. And then all of a sudden, her ex-husband gets his visa revoked. And he's German, and he was living in the United States. They were married. So what do you do now? He can't physically step foot in the United States.
Right.
He's barred from this country. So he's living in France. The judge basically sided with him and said, well, she's an actress. She has flexibility. She has money. He can't come here. So the kids are going to go live with him in France. So now when Kelly wants to see her children, she has to get on a plane and fly to France.
And I only saw this. Evidently she was on The View, and she had a very tearful, emotional time there. What was it like when you were interviewing her? I could imagine still were the tears coming with her?
Yeah, oh yeah, and it was very natural. Like, we're talking about an actress. I'm sure she can become whoever she wants to become, but this was so real and so raw, and it was just the love of a mother, I don't know I'm sure, do you have kids?
I do not. I know you do, though, and you just happened to manage to have another baby this year, right? Congratulations.
Yeah, I just had another baby in August. Mm-hmm. And so I have 3 little girls, and if someone all of a sudden just ripped my kids away from me and said they're moving to France,
yes.
That's my life kind of gone. I don't even know, like, to me it would just be so hard. I feel for her so badly because when those kids are there every day when you come home, or you're with them on the weekends, and then just to not have them there anymore, to have an empty apartment, when they're the loves of your life. To me, it's just so heartbreaking.
And from what I understand, it's not like she really did anything. In fact, if anybody's been at any fault from what I understand, him getting his visa removed, there was I guess an investigation going on that has done that. So what's she going to do? Is there any recourse that she can take?
Well, I think that's what gets everybody mad about this story is that the judge called her an excellent mother. No one has ever accused her of being a bad mom. And he is the one who, he's accused of tax evasion. He's been accused of money laundering. There have been even worse things he's been accused of in the press, which we are not reporting.
Right. Which for our viewers, again, she obviously learned of perhaps some of this and other things, which is why she actually left him in the first place, right? Because people go, well, if she left him, what's the reason for that?
Yeah, she alleges that he was unfaithful, and then, he's very much of a mystery man. It's very hard to find out sort of what he does and who he is, and it's weird when you start looking into his background. There's just not a lot there. So I think what infuriates people is that he even admitted he violated the terms of his visa. So he's been, deported back to France. Well, he's from Germany, but he's living in France. He's been deported overseas. And so she's paying because he got deported. And it's not her fault that he got deported. So it's, that's kind of, I think, what touches the nerve with people is that, wait, she didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, why did she have to go,
It doesn't make
sense.
They're
born and raised in New York City. I mean, to a lot of people, it doesn't make sense. But you know what? I have to say this. We did talk to a top family law attorney in California who said that this judge was perfectly within the law. Whether you like her decision or not, it's perfectly legal. It was her decision. She says he's an extraordinary father. So, we just have to give that side of it as well.
But I have to say, being perfectly legal doesn't make it always right in terms of principles.
Exactly.
Yeah, and again, these kids are U.S. citizens as well, so they're being taken to France. He's not from France either. So, I mean, I would hate to be uprooted if that were my family. I could only imagine. Now, from this, I have to ask, what's your discussion like with your husband? Are you saying, hey, you better not do this to me? Or, what kind of discussion does that create around the dinner table?
He also thinks it's wrong. I think it's just because of the circumstances behind why he's not in this country right now. I think that's the biggest issue here. Like, anyone should be kind of like, well, wait a second, he did this to himself.
Right.
So no, my husband, we try not to go there because that's like looking down the road that we would get divorced, which isn't really probably the best dinner talk.
No, it's not. No, but it's a good threat. It's a good threat.
No, we haven't really gone there.
Well, good for you, Andrea. Now, real quick, we got to let you go, and thank you so very much for taking some time out with talking to us. But tonight, this will be on Dateline. Now, I got to ask, obviously you're known about the whole Charlie Sheen thing, that he came to you. Have you spoken to him since?
You know what? Not directly. I've spoken. Okay, he was really mad at me after the interview.
Oh.
And yeah, he wasn't happy with it. And then he kind of, as he got better, we know he's doing so much better now than he was before.
Right.
I think he started to come to terms with what happened, and then his manager sent me like a text or something that said, like, Charlie says you're one cool chick or something, and I wrote him a handwritten letter and sent it to his house and just said, thank you, and for everything. I'm so glad to see how well you're doing and that kind of thing. So while I don't speak to him, I think things are fine now.
So you don't go out to lunch, you don't have brunch, you don't,
No. But I mean, look, I'm so happy for him. I want him to stay on the right path. Because it was very sad for me to see him in that state at that time. No one wants to see someone unravel.
No.
And for me to see how he is now, let's just hope he can stay on this course. And I think it's great. I think it's great that he's managed to basically stay out of trouble.
Well,
let's just hope it.
Yeah, we hope it stays that way. Well, we think it's great that you're now at Dateline. We can't wait to see you tonight at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, also,
yes.
And Christina Aguilera and Lauren Scruggs also on tonight. Hoda and Natalie will also be on the show. So we've got an amazing hour.
Ooh, wow. Okay, well, I'm going to tune in, and you guys got to tune in as well. Thank you so very much, Andrea, for taking a moment with us. We'll talk to you again, okay?
Thank you for having me.